Hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are going to be drawing a hand once again, except for this time it's gonna be a skelly bone hand. It's gonna be skeleton, yeah. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start drawing. Let's go ahead and get the base shape of the hand, and the hand is in kind of a it's in like this perspective, except flopped over. I can't put my arm over there, but it's like that. Alright, let's go ahead and try to get these shapes correct. I don't have to worry about getting too much of this like sketch part here correct, because this is a skeleton. This is going to be completely different detail than normal. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and do that. Also, I've never drawn a skeleton hand before, so I have no idea what I'm getting myself into. But the joints seem to connect all the way in here, which we're just measuring out the pieces, you know? Alright. Then how long are they gonna go to? Well, I kind of do realize now that I did that backwards. You know how your middle finger's supposed to be the longest and your pinky's supposed to be the shortest? I didn't do that. Oh, hello. Anyways, let's get to adding the bone-like areas where they're gonna be. This one will be right here, and this will be right here. We're just adding little circle bits where the bone's gonna be, you know? Now there's 3 bits on the end of each of these, because these are the fingers. This is the palm. This is still all the palm, but these are all gonna be the fingers from here on out. Which this should line up with this, yes. And then this should go here, and this should go here. That's kind of very weird because it's kind of thin. I think I might change that one. Just add some rough actual bone shape to this one to see if I can, maybe that'll make it easier. I'm not entirely sure, but we're gonna go ahead and do this, do that, and then try to add a little bit of bone shape, and just, fingers look weird. The tips of your fingers look weird as hell when they're bones. And like, just add that. That's not exactly what it looks like, but it's good enough for me to pass it off as bone for the moment. Actually, I lied earlier. I have drawn a hand before, a skeleton hand, but I did not look up what hands actually looked like. I just kind of made cylinders and connected a bunch of balls up here. I did not actually base it off of a skeleton. I just made it up. Okay, this is kind of confusing me a little bit how this all connects. But, you know, this is fine. It's fine. And then we got the pinky, which is the smallest one, but for some reason I gave the largest amount of space because I am very big brain, very, very smart person. Go ahead and do that. This. And this should actually be like this. This is why I should have just done the cylinders and then done this. Because if I were to have just done the cylinders, then I could just get the shapes down and then add the details after. Alright, what a beautiful skeleton hand this is. We're going to try to add some more detail now. I don't know why I throw that every time now, but we should probably start with the palm and then go to the thumb, and then the fingers, and then the wrist. Why the wrist last, I don't know, because it looks like a mess of a bunch of ball shapes, and I don't feel like doing it. that's about it. We're actually gonna start with the thumb. Okay, so there's a bone here. It's kind of weirdly shaped. We're just gonna add it so we can add the thumb onto it. Now, just add some, shapes that look like bones. Can I just like put each shape, like each finger like this? Can I just do that? That's a bone. Let's go ahead and add the, bone shape. A little bit of a mushroom-ish flattening area right there. There we go on that front. Now we need to do this one, kind of the same amount of width outwards, but not fully. There we go. There we go. That looks decently well, honestly. It's not like, oh my god, amazing, but it's not bad. I mean, does it look like a hand? Not yet. I mean, don't pay attention to that stuff, but not yet. But I mean, like, it doesn't look bad, so it's off to a good start. Better than some of my drawings. Some of them just start really bad. Usually when they start really bad, though, I just end up deciding to draw something else mid-drawing. That's a really weird and bad thumb, though. We're gonna keep it because I'm lazy, but I don't necessarily fully like it. Oh, are these bones your knuckles, or no? I think the knuckles are right here. This isn't your knuckles, right? This is your hand. No, your hand, wrist. Well, your knuckles are out here, so your knuckles are right there. I'm stupid. I don't know what I'm saying. I was thinking up here was your knuckles for some reason, and then I thought about it for like 2 seconds and realized why I was stupid for thinking that. Alright, let's disregard the lines that we drew. Who needs the guidelines anyways, right? Who the hell needs lines? Alright. There we go, sis. It's beautiful. 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 That looks like a bone. Looks like a bone. That means that's good. That's a good thing. If it looks like a bone, that means it looks closer to a skeleton hand. Let's go ahead and add the little wrapping aroundness that's kind of there, but also I should point this out more because it's not actually, why am I doing that voice? It's not actually wider than the bone. This bone points down quite a bit before it gets cut off. And there we go. That's beautiful. Yeah, looks good enough for me because I don't care too much about that. Like, it's just slightly off, Just little bit off. Right. Go ahead and turn that pretty drastically, and then go ahead and turn that. Yep, there we go, there we go, there we go. There's one thing that I can see that's very wrong about this so far. The thumb's not super wrong. It looks wrong, but thumbs, they just look like they're drawn wrong. I mean, this is wrong a bit, but it's not like majorly wrong. It's this right here. This should be thicker at the end and a little thinner at the top, but I'm realizing that after I already drew the other bone, so I'm not going to erase it and do it again. But what else do I have to draw? I still have this one, and then this one. Okie dokie. We're going to get a little closer to my sketchbook, losing visibility on the reference, but that's fine. Is it really? Probably not, but we can pretend like it is. And then if this bone turns out really bad, I have an excuse. I can't see the reference. I should probably look at what it looks like though. Alright, so it's just like, it just goes in and like comes out like that. Perfecto. Not really, but you know, I think that's fine. It's not ideal, not perfect, but not terrible. Not terrible, not amazing, not wonderful, not horrible. Let's go ahead and add a little bit of a fingy in here. The fingies look really fucking weird. What do they even actually look like? They're rounder than I was doing them, but that's kind of what they look like. A little skinnier, but that was supposed to be thicker up there, but I messed that up. All right, that's good. That's good Rooney. Yep, that's good. It's little perspectived off and doesn't fully look like it's actually going back, but we're going to pretend like it does. And we're going to move on to the next finger. This is going to take a while, isn't it? That's fine. What are we doing? Right here, right here, right here is a bone. Right here is a bone. What type of bone is it? I don't know, because I don't know bones. I'm not a boneologist. I don't know. Whatever the hell they're called. Alright, let's go ahead and get some bones drawn in, you know? Bones, 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 bones. Get the bones drawn in. Bones, bones, draw them in. Draw the bones in. It's looking kinda funky, but that's fine. We'll just pretend like this guy's got a birth defect in his hands, and it's wonky bones. He broke his hand when he was a wee lad, and now his hand's all fucked up. That's what it is. He was just a wee lad when his hand broke. It shattered, and it never healed right. That's why it looks like this. Trust me, it's not poor drawing skills, it's character. It's a design choice. Trust me. Alrighty, let's go ahead and add some finger in here. No, my picture. Turn back on. My freaking computer shuts off like every 15 minutes. I'm the one who set it that way, but it annoys me every time I record a video because it like shuts off at least like once a video. But I also kind of like it because then I can somewhat keep track of how long I've been recording a video for without having to look at the recording time. Because to look at their recording time, it is quite annoying for me because then I have to like get up and look at it because it's all the way up there. It's not that annoying, I'm just kind of lazy. But we're going to pretend like it's annoying. That's not bad. It's not amazing, but it's not bad. I'll go ahead and erase that little bittle piece of stuff right there. Yep. And then we're going to add the little bittle piece right here, Rooney. Which this piece is obviously just more fingy. kind of want to add like an outline around the sky. You know what I should have done? I should have drawn a normal hand and then gave it a skeleton inside. That would have been cooler. I thought about doing that for a dinosaur I drew, but then I ran out of time, so I didn't do that. But that would be pretty cool. Maybe I'll do that for like a digital drawing. Could do it for Banana Man. Do a Banana Man drawing. The skeleton is, he still has the banana or the pumpkin on his head. Alright, seriously, I don't know how the hell to draw these fingers. Like the tips of the fingers, they look so fucking weird. Anyways, onto, oh Jesus, I threw my pencil. Anyways, onto the other two fingeroonies, and then the rest of the hand. Yay, so much hand. Why did I choose to do this? This is tedious. I like it, but it's tedious. I should have, like, paid attention to what the hell the pieces of the hand actually were before I started recording this. I literally was just laying on the floor right before I started recording this. When I started this, my hand was asleep still from just laying on my side. Alright. That was a weak-ass throw. Alright, let's go ahead and try and do some thingamajingies. Thingaroonies, jingy thingies, and some, I don't know, other words that I'm not thinking of right now. That aren't actual words, but they make sense. Does any of the stuff I say make sense? I say a lot of stuff that isn't even real words. Doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense. I really don't care. Alright, add some bones, add some bones, add some bones to the skelly bones. Now, add the bones. What a beautiful skelly bones this is. What shall we name Mr. Skelly Bones? I'm thinking Jack. Jack the Skelly Bones. Like a Jack from The Nightmare Before Christmas. I didn't even think about that. That might have been why I said Jack. Because my brain automatically thought of it. Because, I mean, that was the first thing I thought of after I said it. So maybe. I don't know. I like that movie. There's way too many songs in it, though. But it doesn't matter. What are we doing? Drawing a finger. What does the top of that bone look like? I was just scribbling. Not that. Get out of here. Get out of here, Tiny. Get. Alright, Cheddar. Let's finish this hand up. Yeah. It's supposed to be a straight line. Why do I keep giving it a bump? Alright, Tiny, get rid of the lines. Go. No more lines. Good job, Tiny. Good job, Tiny. I'm proud of you. So proud that I hiccuped. That's how it works, right? You get proud of someone and you hiccup. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I don't know. Alright, Yep, looking like a bone, maybe. Looking like it could be a bone, you never know. Anything could be a bone if you want it to be. I don't know. He's very good at the Englishes. Righty. Go ahead and add a little bit right there. A bit little right here too. Right here and here. Perfecto. Now we should actually indent that a little bit. Do this and that and this and that. And what is this? I don't know. It's this thing they call detail. Is it? Pretty sure I just heard the Xbox turn on. Or I thought I did, but it's right there. It's not on. let's go ahead and add little bittles of bone, cause we gotta have bone, cause you know that's how this works. Skeletons are bone. Don't let your skeleton escape, it will run away. Never let your skeleton out of your sight. It'll run away from you the second it gets the chance. That's why in video games skeletons come after you. It's skelekinesis. They're all communicating to each other, trying to get back, trying to escape your body. Your own skeleton is betraying you, telling other skeletons where you are. It wants to be free, but don't let it be free. It doesn't deserve the freedom. Okie dokie. Wow, what a beautifully perfect... Oh wait, hold on, there's still a pinky finger. What a beautifully perfect skeleton. This looks absolutely correct, and there's nothing off about it at all. Trust me. Nothing is wrong about it at all. Okie dokie, now we need to draw the bits on the wrist. That's the wrist, right? Yeah, the wrist. That hurts. How do we draw? What are we doing? I don't know how to draw. What are we doing? Drawing bones. Why are we drawing bones? I don't know. I saw a picture of a skeleton hand and I thought that's more fun than drawing a regular hand. Not drawn too many normal hands. Time to draw other stuff. I could be drawn the rest of the weapons from Grounded too, but I don't feel like it because I keep forgetting to take pictures of the weapons in game. So until I remember to do that, no more weapons. Alright, I seriously have, like, this is confusing me, these bones right here. I'm trying to piece them together correctly as well as I can, but, like, as soon as I look away from it, I haven't the foggiest idea what the hell the bones look like right here. I was able to look at it and then look away, and I was knowing what the bones were looking like for these fingers, but for this hand, it makes no sense. Probably because I've never seen how this part of the hand is actually constructed, while I know what these parts of the hands are constructed like. Because I've seen finger bones many times, but I've never paid attention to any other parts on the skeletons. That's a shitty ass bone, but where'd my pencil go? Huh. But also, it's kind of like the best that I'm gonna get. What if I shade it now? Give it some shading, you know, because bones do have dips in them in shaded areas, you know? You know? And then they got like dark bits and add some lights and shadows and stuff. I don't think I'm gonna add the shadows. I think I'm going to erase the shadows and then just call it there. Yep. Let's go ahead and get rid of that, clean that up a little bit just so it's a little nicer. There we go. Which one's better? Which one do you think's better? Option number 1 or option number 2? Which one's better? Alright, oh, that's on my desk now. Bye. Bye.